Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. This is my short video for my pattern, the Glam Gator, which is what I'm wearing. It's super soft wool, silk, and mohair, and it just slips on like this. And just a nice little something to keep you warm. It goes from gray to mauve to blackberry. Anyway, so you've already purchased the pattern, maybe or maybe not. If you want to, you can go to Ravelry and find it. Here is the first video, one of two that I'm going to do. This one is going to show you how to switch colors. Start knitting with this second color or the third color in this pattern, because that confuses some people. This pattern, you're going to be holding two different yarns together, and that can be just a little confusing. So let's get started. Bear with me here. I'm just going to adjust my camera. There we go. So say you are knitting along, and I just have a little swatch prepared. Let me just purl back a few here. And I used a bright yarn here so you could see, and I'm holding with it just a lace weight yarn just so you can see the difference. And when I joined these other two right here, I'm also going to use two different yarns so you can see how to do it, and I'll show you how I do it, and I do it the same way every time, and that way I stay out of trouble. Okay, so here we go. Bear with me. We purled back. So say you are in your pattern and you are knitting along and you come to the end of your round, which is where you'll be changing your colors, and it'll say start knitting with color B or C, depending on where you are. Whoops, that would have been a yarn over. We don't want that. Okay, so let me just get rid of this little wonky one right there. Okay. So what I do, let me make sure you can see here, is I go ahead and I stick my needle in like I'm going to knit normally, and then I take my new yarn, and I'll use the 2 here so you can see what it's like to start with 2. I hold them together and I just simply make a loop, just like that, and I put it on there. And then just knit that one normally and take that off. Now, the next one is where I do a little something different. So go ahead and put your right hand needle into your left hand loop there, just like you always would. Now I take the old yarn and I put it over the, I take the old yarn and I put it over, and I hold this all in my left hand. I take the tail of my new yarn and I hold that in my left hand. So basically anything that I'm not going to use, anything that is not my new working yarn, I hold in my left fingers, leaving just my new yarn to knit with. And I put a little tension on that, and that will help bridge that together and not have a little hole there. And then I just knit that as normally. And I keep that tension on that new yarn tail in the old yarn for just a few stitches there, and then I let that go. When you come to the end of your round or your row and it's off the needle, you'll be able to tighten that and tie it off and weave in those ends. And that is all I do to switch colors. I hope you're enjoying the pattern. Thank you for watching. Bye.